Singapore Grade Love Preschool taught children about the hardship Tzu has gone through. Taidong government sets up a multiple care service center for seniors. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Cherish. Thank you for joining us. In Singapore's Grade Love Preschool, teachers have designed an activity allowing children to experience the hardships Tzu has gone through. Activities include eating dry tofu and rice, not turning on air conditioning, and sleeping on the floor. It is hoped that these activities will inspire students to cherish their blessings.
What the children were talking about is the master fried rice, a simple meal consisting of rice and dry tofu. In accordance with Tzu's 55th anniversary, Tzu Singapore's Great Love Preschool held a series of activities, guiding students into experiencing the early hardships of Tzu.
I cannot sleep without a bed.
The floor is hard and it's hurting my head. It's a blessing to have a bed.
We don't have air conditioning and lights because we don't want to waste electricity.
Actually, in the past, we told our students about Master Zheng Yan's stories and how she made it through tough times. This is to educate students on cherishing items and feeling grateful to what they have right now.
I donate money to the Bamboo Coin Bank every day because I want to help people in need.
The money I put in the Bamboo Coin Bank is for my mother. Let's help more people.
After experiencing the hardships, students may learn precious lessons as it accompanies them throughout life.
Tzu has been providing constant care for the poor and needy throughout the years. It provides both material assistance and spiritual comfort. This help has changed the destiny of many people, and many people have been able to give back to society.
"76-year-old Mrs. Xu used to be the boss of a gold shop, but 11 years ago, impermanence would strike her family.
His father died of a heart attack that year, and a year later a fire broke out and all the walls were gone.
Volunteers came to offer care. Knowing that they were unable to make repairs, many came to help.
Their roof was open and the cold wind poured into the house. Everyone felt pity for them, so we mobilized Tzu brothers to come make repairs.
Now there is not only a shelter from the wind and rain, and her son, Lian Wei-ning, was also introduced to a job by volunteers and started to work. Six years ago, Mr. Xu suffered from blood cancer and was urgently hospitalized.
My life is really at the bottom. I'm in a bad mood. I'm always wondering if I will die suddenly.
The days of fighting cancer are very gloomy until one day a volunteer brought good news.
They found a bone marrow match. I feel better now and I will take my IV drip with me and walk around talking to patients.
Since Mr. Xu lives alone, from finding a match to the transplant, volunteers are there to take care of him and help him recover his health. How to discover the suffering of people amongst the vast crowd and the steps of caring start from the neighborhood. Aju is an Indonesian who is 53 years old this year. She has been married in Taiwan for 32 years. Pulling up her shirt, there are signs of surgery for colorectal cancer on her belly. Her life is really a struggle, and all she eats are leftovers from others.
She doesn't even have a poached egg to eat. All she has were leftover from weddings and funerals for all 3 meals.
Volunteers provide material assistance and often come to care for her. Knowing that the help is from Tzu Chi, she writes thanks in her mother tongue on the palm of her hand.
祝这经验舒服，
放伫手心感谢的。
感谢，感谢伊对我吼，帮助我、赞助我吼，看会起我一个查某。
Accompanying her all the way allows one to see hardship and also find good fortune.
It makes me sad to see people live such a difficult life. She's also a human. Why does she live such a hard life?
It's only after seeing these hardships that we know how lucky we are.
To pay back for his blessing of good health, Mr. Xu goes to the hospital to help patients.
加油！感恩这次啊，有你鼓励啦，哈。啊，你辛苦了。这给你结缘来，让你平平安安。好，谢谢谢谢。
院区里面有很多他。
He has so many bad memories of his illness in the hospital, but he's still willing to come back here to care for other patients and give them spiritual comfort.
好让他们得到心灵上的慰藉。师兄搞炸，师姐搞炸，大家搞炸。
Mrs. Xu is a certified recycling volunteer who uses her hands for cleaning the earth and is grateful for her dedication. Her son, Lian Weining, has also become a Tzu Chi member and a member of the home visitation team. Seeing people who are suffering is like seeing who you once were. Apart from cherishing the happiness of the present moment, you are also more willing to give.
Tzu Chi brothers and sisters walked with me like this. Now I see someone who has it harder than me, and I can also help them. I cherish this opportunity.
To nurture love with love means that he accompanies us and sees those who have it harder. And he can also feel the change in others when they show improvement.
Nowadays, his mother and her children are open-hearted and content, but they didn't expect themselves to be the ones to help other people's lives.
There's a song from Tzu Chi, Love in the World. I like to hear that song. It gives me hope.
感谢你给了我温暖的拥抱，让我摆渡过生命的潮。
Charity is the foundation of Tzu Chi's work. Starting from Taiwan, love has spread around the world, looking for the darkest corners and lighting a lamp to illuminate others and reflect on our own hearts.
借别人依靠。
Sichuan Shifang Dai Technology Company organizes humanities classes for employees every month. In May, volunteers hosted a flower arrangement class. Everyone cherished a special gift, which will be given to their family members.
在呼吸之中，安住当下，用心聆听花草的语言，体悟人文的真善美。
Each kind of flower has its own meaning. Everyone was arranging their floral pots to celebrate Mother's Day. Lo Jiahuan would like to express her gratefulness to her mother-in-law.
我是外地的云南人，嫁到这儿已经第7
I came
年
from
了。
Yunnan, and this is the 7th year since I moved here for marriage. For the past 7 years, my mother-in-law treats me very well, just like her own daughter. I don't have any problems getting along with her, so I want to give this to her as a gift for Mother's Day, to thank her for taking care of my daughter so I can go out to work.
不是她帮我带娃娃呢，我也出不来上班，也来不了大岸。
It was the first time for Taidong to do floral arrangement. She did it carefully, hoping to present the most beautiful floral pots to her mother.
这是我第一次参加。
I joined this kind of activity for the first time. I was very excited. I've never done flower arrangement before. I want to give what I learned to make today to my mother.
With the mindful hearts and skillful hands, most of the males turned from just an admirer to the person arranging flowers.
通过这次插花，使我感受。
Through this flower arrangement, I realized the truth, kindness, and beauty of nature. It just happens Mother's Day is coming. I hope my mother will lead a healthy and happy life.
母亲过得好好的，
Sichuan Sifang Dai Technology Company organizes humanities classes for employees every month. Through the flower arrangement class in May, many people have learned these skills so they can express their gratitude for mothers in the form of floral art.
In China 13 years ago, the Sichuan earthquake caused tens of thousands of deaths and injuries. Back then, city volunteers went to Hanwang, the hardest hit area, to assist in disaster relief. 87-year-old Grandpa Li Zetian remembers this kindness and wears the thick jacket given by Tzu every day.
87-year-old Li Zetian was reading out clearly the letter of condolence he received 13 years ago. Every word has already been engraved in his heart. In 2008, the Wenchuan earthquake hit Sichuan severely. Tzu volunteers sent thick jackets and quilts to the residents and accompanied them all the way. Grandpa Li treasures the jacket very much and uses it every day.
This is given by the master. It's very warm, so I've been using it for these years. Even it was torn, I sewed it well.
He treats the thing he received in that year as his treasure, and he also attends the reading club every Tuesday. This time he put on his jacket specially to remind everyone of that year.
They gave us facial soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, buckets and clothes, all these things. The clothes include both inner and outerwear.
The reading club was set up when the shelter at Hanwha New Town was built. Now, the accompanying volunteers have already returned to Taiwan, but these participants still meet every week.
In the early days, the first thing was to do recycling. Everyone came together to learn. This has lasted for more than 12 years. Now we still insist on coming here every Tuesday.
Tuesday is coming, tomorrow is Tuesday again. I hope it won't rain because I'm going to Tzu to learn again. I'm very happy.
The elderly have passed through difficulties. What remains in their lives are sweet memories brought by Tzu.
In Taidong County, the number of seniors who are 65 or older takes up more than 20% of the population in Chishang Township. Taidong County government has set up a multiple care service center on May 10th. To provide seniors complete long-term care, Taidong County government's Chisha Multiple Care Service Center has been inaugurated. It is hoped that more seniors will move to Chishang.
This is the first township long-term care center in the country. It is on the first floor, which is convenient for the seniors to use.
In Taidong's Shishang Township, seniors who are more than 65 years old take up 22.84% of the township population. In Guanshan-Tang and Luye Township, seniors take up more than 20% of the population, meaning they're super-aged society as defined by WHO. Guanshan Tzu Hospital has dispatched staff to the long-term care center, providing rehabilitation, dining, and physical and mental care services.
We provide rehabilitation, handmade skill courses, or a household course. If he is more active or if he wants to revive his physical abilities, we will suggest that he come to the center.
The long-term care center has provided work opportunities and allows seniors to receive better care without traveling afar. In order to cope with government's long-term care policy, Yuli Tzu Hospital has launched a long-term care 2.0 home service. Zhong Wenbing serves as the supervisor of the home care attendants.
请问那个有帮那个阿公，是阿嬷嘛，张桂英申请居家服务，对不对？他等一下就过去了，哈。好，那我再打你的手机跟你联络哈。好，谢谢你哦哈。好，谢谢，好，拜拜，拜拜，好，拜拜。你看我电话又来了，可以方便留你的电话吗
？During working hours, his mobile phone and desk phone ring in turn, and there are endless calls. This is Zhou Wenbing's daily life.
There are many situations every day. As soon as we start working, the elderly would call on us. There are so many situations every day, There are new cases and old cases, as well as some emergencies, such as they cannot find home care worker, because they rely heavily on them now.
The Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital, which has been stationed in eastern Taiwan for 22 years, has an intimate but caring long-term care 2.0 program. In 2019, the home care provided by Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital expanded to 5 townships in the southern district of Hualien County, with a distance of nearly 100 kilometers from north to south. A single journey may take more than 2 hours. To engage in home services in remote areas, the distance is often a challenge.
Our route service is that we don't want home care attendants to travel to the east, then to the north, and then to the east again. Because our service route is located in the East Rift Valley, the distance between the service locations is very far apart. I want them to use the easiest route to get home, and not have to go back and forth from one site to the next. This way our home attendants will not be stressed.
Zhou Wenbin, as a supervisor of the home care attendants in Yuli Tzu Chi Hospital, always thinks about what's the best for his home care attendants. He originally worked as an emergency nurse at a hospital in Taipei. Because of his mother, he returned to Yuli, where he was born.
It was my mother's last wish. Because my mother received long-term care services right when long-term care plan was launched 6 or 7 years ago. In fact, every time I came back to see her, she would tell me, if possible, try to help those in need.
On this day, Zhou Wenbin is going to visit a case, Uncle Gao. He lives in Zhuoxi Township, which under the big sun takes about half an hour to get there by vehicle. Both of them are Bunong people, and the distance between each other has been shortened due to their common background. 67-year-old Uncle Gao suffered burns to 85% of his body due to an accident in his 30s. He suffered a stroke at the age of 64, causing him difficulty to take care of himself. His house became chaotic. After Tzu Chi learned about his situation, in 2020, the medical team and volunteers cleaned his home to provide him with a clean living environment. After the start of the long-term home service, the team took over the follow-up care.
他都知道我们会来，他就不会弄得很脏很乱。他知道我们会念他。
你怎么头发长那么快哈？我上次剃什么时候
？3月8号去医院。
哎，可是怎么那么快哈？
忘了叫自己长。
那就代表你的身体营养有很好。
Because he is one of our regular home visits this month, when I visited him, I will help him to give a haircut or check his home needs. Whatever I can do, I will help. Even if he did not put forward a request, I will do it first. A simple home visit is to find out if long-term care services are really helpful to them.
所以督导不是接电话而已。
哦，不是哦，今天不是哦。他们就觉得我在接电话，我今天很忙呢。
The Taroko train derailment accident had caused severe casualties and damages. It is believed that with proper technological support, accidents like this can be prevented. Let's learn more. I'm now at the Railway Technical Center in NKUST. It's really an eye-opening experience. This is the first center in the country to train railway mechanics. Therefore, you may see railway devices around me.
在这边都能够看得到。
Once a committee member in Taiwan Railways and the current director of NKUST's Railway Technical Center, Zhang Jianjiaren, is here to guide us. This device is installed on a high-speed railway. It monitors the environment around the railways. The lidar sensors installed below can detect up to 180 degrees in width and 150 meters in length. Within the given detection area, if there are any anomalies, they'll be recorded and located, then sent to the control center simultaneously.
The colors in the night are darker, so the cameras need to use infrared to fill light. The fill light effect isn't that strong, therefore sometimes the sensors is weaker. Another impacting factor is the fog, since it also affects the camera's identification abilities. Sometimes we use radars for support. It proves to be more effective since it's not impacted that much by the environment.
The 350 kilometers spanning high-speed railway is actually an enclosed network. This is because the company pays close attention to safety measures. Therefore, near hills or farms, a detection system will be set in place.
To prevent any objects or life forms from entering the railways, the anomaly detection system was stress tested before launch, as it did once capture a person stepping into the railway.
The system even detects minor grass movements, but normally we can set the movement as grass, so the system will notice and not send out alerts. The detection is so detailed it calculates and forms its own logic under a given environment, it even knows when to alert depending on the situation.
In order to test the detection system operating in real time, on the platform located in KRTC, 2 lidar sensors are installed with each 65 meters in radius. If anything or anyone drops below the platform, the lidar sensors will automatically send the location to the camera, then alerting staff nearby. Taiwan Railways is mainly operated manually, but an automatic defense system is still in place to ensure safety. On the tracks, this device is called a transponder, as when a train passes by it, the train driver will then be aware of the traffic signals ahead.
The transponder has a sensor ring, and the lines around the ring are connected to the signals of a traffic light. Through the ATP brakes, the computer will generate a series of code and then send that to the transponder. When a train passes by the transponder, the traffic signals will be sent from the system to the train driver, because the receiver on the train is able to catch the traffic light signals.
Dr. Zhang Jianjiaren suggested that actually the 2 devices introduced above, separately the police and the anomaly detection system, can be combined to increase overall safety.
For example, now we enter a section and some anomalies in the zone. It might be a rock falling from a hill, or a large animal or a person on the track. If there are sensors are installed in front, the train will automatically slow down before entering the area.
As railway accidents increased, the aid of technology is here to help ensure the safety of passengers.
In Taiwan, students at junior high school in Taidong serve tea to their mothers to express their gratitude. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.